pace with control of this race. Here comes a run from Davey Hazard. He blocks the 10. Not going to be enough. Ryan Pace is going to win at Talladega.
Trying to hold off Wilson. He's done a good job so far. Wilson, one last desperate attempt to the bottom. He won't get there. Nick Curry wins at Bristol.
Coming out turn number 2, coming down the back straightaway here. Looks like he's in a class of his own right now.
Merzlak, one final time, get around the 55, big time send.
He hits the wall, he hits it, he gets the lead, but can he hang on to it? Oh my goodness, he made it to the line!
Big push down the backstretch is going to give him a good run through the corners.
Just a little bit
follow from the 1.
A little bit of contact there for second, but coming to the line, Toby Roberson's going to take home the checkered flag and victory here from the new Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Before I wrap things up here in this segment, your thoughts on the type of race we're going to see tonight? And I would have to agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to tonight's feature presentation of the Mondays of Thunder Cup Series here live from the Michigan International Speedway. As always, here on JTN, I'm your host, JoeTowNetwork. Joining me up here in the booth tonight, once again, you know him, you love him. Give him a round of applause, Mr. Joseph Weaver. Welcome to the booth once again, Weaver.
Good afternoon, Joe, and good afternoon to everybody at home. I hope everybody's ready for some fun racing here at Michigan. Going to be a fun one tonight at the Monday of the Thunder Racing League.
Going to be a fun one here this evening. Qualifying currently underway. It's the final race of the round of 8. It is kind of 7 now. We'll get to that in moments, Weaver. But a cutoff race at the Michigan International Speedway. What challenges does that kind of give these drivers, especially tonight using CTS physics?
Well, Joe, this is a really big track, especially when we're talking CTS physics. You're going to be in the throttle quite a lot of draft work, a lot of working together. Still going to have some off-throttle time, some time in the corners where you're not drafting per se like a super speedway, but like you said, this is the cutoff race. This is your last chance. If you want to go run for that championship in the Final Four, you got to get it done tonight.
You're starting to see those qualifying times at the top. We're going to break this race up into stages. Stage 1 caution going to come out on lap 18, coming to 18. Then we'll have second stage is 18 laps, final stage 24 laps for a grand total tonight, Weaver, of 60 laps. It's not a lot of time here at Michigan, 120 miles. The math is simple enough for us tonight, but it's going to be a fun time. Also cruising for a cause. A lot of drivers with some great causes on their cars. We'll take you through those as we get the opportunity throughout the night. It's going to be a good one, so you want to make sure, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, follow, do all those things. Make sure when you do them, we appreciate it. It helps us out. And as always, this is your Circle B Diecast race preview. Remember to use code JTN at checkout for discounted shipping on your orders of $30 or more. With those pleasantries out of the way, I want to turn our attention to the point standings here after race 2 of the round of 8. Might as well call it a round of 7, Weaver, because only 7 drivers remain in contention for the championship this season. Already the 5 of Jeff Perchatsky and the number 16 of Jess Hanna locked in to Homestead next week. There's still 2 final spots up for grabs.
Yeah, Joe, coming into tonight, Keith Hughes, Matt Moss, looking in a good spot. They're above the cutoff line, but Brian Hunt, Tate Dorsey, they're in the running. They're going to be looking to get up into that Final Four. A win will get them there. Some points racing, maybe a mishap for some of those drivers above the cut line. They're hoping for a little bit of all that, Joe.
Gonna be a good one indeed. Maybe a little luck, maybe you roll the dice, and then you head down to Motown and a couple casinos downtown Detroit. But Weaver, qualifying has concluded, so why don't you take us through tonight's starting lineup?
With pleasure, Joe. Coming in on the pole position, it's going to be the 89 of Alex Jarvie with a time of 39.916. Starting outside front row is going to be the 15 of Phobia MK. Row 2 is the 82 of Keith Hughes and the 5 of Jeff Perchatsky. Row 3 is the 25 of Ken Squires and the 10 of Ryan Arnold. Row 4 is the 16 of Jess Hanna and the 91 of Brian Hunt. Row 5 is the 6 of Tate Dorsey and the 21 of Ali Liara. Row 6 is the 12 of Jose Reyes Jr. and the 20 of Aaron Hall. Row 7 is the 35 of Mike Carroll and the 77 of Irvin Vargas. On our last row, we have the 46 of Greg Shetner and the 3 of Matt Moss.
16 cars here tonight. They're taking a picture on the front straightaway with all of their, and cruising for a cause cars. You're going to see them. We'll take you through as many of them as we can. We should be able to get most of them, but definitely a cool sight to see. It's picture day, Weaver. It's picture day here on the front straightaway. While we wait, want to give shout-outs to folks tuning in chat. Mark Bancroft, Magoo also in chat, and Pro Street Lightning in chat as well. That's a new name. So welcome and thank you for tuning in. This is probably the part of the night where we should have some more, we should maybe have some skits ready to do, Weaver. You know?
I think on a normal night, it'd be good. I think it's nice to showcase these nice paint schemes the folks brought out tonight with all the causes that are close to them, I'm sure. And off we go. Well, Joe, we're going for 60 laps tonight. Like you said, 3 stages. If you're one of these drivers below the cut line, what are you going to do? What's your plan to run this race, Joe? We don't normally get your perspective.
Yeah, we don't get my perspective because usually I'm more talkative and more leading than I was there for a second. Good job, Weaver. Well, I don't know. Stages always are throwing a really they're throwing a wrench in the plan, right? We looked at those standings. Let's pull them up again here to remind the folks at home. If you're Keith Hughes, finish the race, right? Keith Hughes is going to finish the race. Matt Moss in that number 3 car has to do a little bit more, right? Got to be going for stage points. Got to hope that there's not a new winner. Can reasonably catch the 82 of Keith Hughes as well to try to pass him in points, but that's a little bit taller of a task, I think. Really, if you're Brian Hunt, Tate Dorsey, Samuel Cruz not here this evening, I think you're going for the win, and when you're going for the win, you're going to take some risks late in the race, whether it be 2 tires if we get a late race yellow. You're going to be aggressive trying to stay up front because the draft is going to be so crucial tonight using these CTS physics. I've seen my fair share of truck races here. I know what this is going to look like, Weaver, and it's going to be a lot of fun for us calling this race for the fans at home. It's going to have some fun tonight.
Yeah, Joe, I think for those 2 that are below the cut line, it's going to get real interesting how they play out with these stages. Obviously, you're going to want to get stage points, but do you want to be up in that mix racing for the stage and possibly hurting your chance at winning the race and getting in that way?
Winning is the best cure for everything. It's the cure for, maybe you're having a down season. It's the cure for if you need to make this Final Four. It can do a lot of things more than those 2 that I just said, but winning can do a lot for the psyche of a driver as well as for their pocketbook and their point standings here tonight. Been watching this 46 of Greg Shetner. Greg tonight on the car has the Save 22 Veteran Suicide Prevention Racing for a Cause there with the 46, a very good-looking race car and a very noteworthy cause that love to see Greg drumming up some support for it here this evening. Tate Dorsey there in the 6th. Racing for foster care this evening, Weaver. I love it when happy hour runs out right as I'm about to talk about a guy, you know? And it's like, oh, crap. But anyways, cars getting lined up on the grid. You folks at home, that's what you want. That's what I want. I think that's what we all want. It makes our lives a lot easier up here in the booth. Makes your lives a lot easier at home. As we wait for the command to get these engines fired here this evening.
Drivers, start your engines!
As there's the command, Alex Jarvie, going to lead us to the green here this evening in that number 89. Always a threat to win. Could play playoff spoiler here this evening. Playoff drivers marked by their bright green spoilers and window banners, as well as you see green side skirts and splitters as well. Those playoff drivers' cars. I'm missing a car, Weaver. That is wonderful news.
You know, we can't be perfect sometimes, Joe. Can't be perfect.
I'm missing Irvin's car. Well, you know, last time it was we said the cookies wrong. We said they were we said they were beans, but not cookie. We know they're cookies now.
I did right the wrong. I went and purchased a package of the Goya cookies. They were very good. Enjoyed them. Would buy again. Very, very reasonably priced. I'd suggest anybody who would like a nice cookie to go pick those up.
As we get ready for the green flag cookies and tires and racing and race cars as we get ready to go racing for the Michigan International Speedway into the restart zone. Green flag. We are underway here from MIS.
Outside line getting a little better of a jump there on our initial start. Going to be falling back here as we go through turns 1 and 2.
Jarvie able to maintain or take the lead, get command of it down the back straightaway. Keith Hughes also able to scoot through into position number 2 in that St. Jude's Honda there on the inside.
Keith Hughes now looking to the bottom, trying to take over this lead here in turn 4.
And behind him, we're 3 wide for the 5th position as the battle for the lead rages on here at the front. Hughes getting a push there from the 5 of Perchatsky. We're still 3 wide. This track is amazing, Weir. Look at this.
Yeah, you can really use every line here, Joe. I think as the run goes on, you might see that line start to migrate towards the top a little more, but right now these tires still fresh, can still work that bottom and get some passes done.
Jarvie has been able to take the lead. The inside line starting to fade back. Then it's MK in second. Now Ryan Arnold in the number 10 runs third.
Falling back a little bit, the 5 Jeff Perchatsky really trying to rip the bottom there through turns 1 and 2, losing a little bit of time here.
Now going to be put in the middle, 3 wide. Tate Dorsey makes a move to the bottom. Ken Squires there on the outside. 5 car going to lift. We're 4 wide now. Here.
The 3 of Matt Moss was looking to the outside to make 4. Smartly back off, let them figure that one out in front of them.
Oh man, we got a car in the wall. That's the 10.
Big shake up here at the front, 10 in the wall. Now he's sliding up the track. Got real tight there on the bottom line, Joe. Phobia MK now going to get the run off the corner and take over the lead.
It's that Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet humming there on the outside takes the lead. Got Keith Hughes now back up into second. Block there to the front of Alex Jarvie from Hughes. Takes that 82 to the bottom. Leading in front of Jarvie, getting the help. Going to clear the 15 off the corner. Almost contact. You got a car in the outside wall further on back. That Shetner keeps things going green. We stay okay here working lap number 5. But yet again, front of the field, we're going to see this battle for the lead continue to brew as MK looking for it on the bottom.
And Joe, you can really see how tight these cars are getting down that low line. You get a good run into the corner if you throw it down there, but that car wants to wash up the track really hard about mid-corner.
Well, and tires, we haven't talked about them. We didn't talk about them in the open, but running an outer groove usually helps save those tires a little bit, right?
Yeah, it's going to save them just a little bit. It's just a little more forgiving altogether to run that outside line, but if you got a run going in the corner, they're not going to give you that high side. You're going to have to throw it down on the inside line and pull a little old slide job on them.
How important is it to take a run when you have a run?
I think if you are a driver that needs to get to the front, one of those below the cut line right now, or if you really just want to win this race, put on for your cause that you were supporting on your car, I think you got to take the run when you have it. You never know when you're going to get another one.
Keith Hughes is pretty insistent right now, running a lower lane than the 2-3 cars behind him. It's really allowing Jarvie to get runs here down the back straightaway. Going to take advantage of this one. Going to take Jess Hanna with him to put Alex Jarvie back to the lead. Has those pink window nets on that car.
And I think that's the way you really want to run that high line through the corner, get the run down the backstretch so you're able to pull up alongside before you even get into the corner, and then complete the pass on corner entry.
What cause is Alex running for tonight, Weaver?
Alex Jarvie sporting the colors of the Canadian Cancer Society. I believe that is a poppy on the front. Correct me if I'm wrong in chat, but wanting their colors as well as Exalta tonight.
Oh, we got a car on the outside wall. That looks like it's the 35 of Carroll. Gonna get things moving in the right direction. Allows the 5 of Perchetsky to get to the bottom. Perchetsky. And Arnold is all the way at the bottom of the racetrack, starting to fall back. Irvin Vargas with a big move. Tate Dorsey with an even bigger move in the number 6.
Seeing a lot of movement through the field here early. Phobia MK all the way back into 7th. Now Irvin Vargas coming up from the back. Greg Shetner down pit road. Unscheduled stop, I would have to think, from that team.
Had some contact with the outside wall, so wonder if the tires have gone away on that car. Could have broke a toe link, maybe, Weaver.
Possibly. Joe Smart to come in, get it fixed now. You know you're going to have that stage break coming up here in about 8-9 laps, so.
Jess Hanna in the Autism Speaks number 16 made a move to the inside of Arnold as now Brian Hunt gets into the wall. Liara in the 21 gets into the wall, and so does Arnold as the 16 moves to the inside, and we're side by side for the lead once again between Hughes and Jarvie.
Hughes with a big run on corner exit on the outside there, trying to get this pass done here in turns 1 and 2. They're going to stay even on that corner exit. E9's got to be careful. They're wanting to wash up the track, but Keith Hughes holding them down.
Hey, you got to side draft them a little bit, right? You got to make them a little scared there on the outside. No help right now behind the 82. Inside line a little more organized here at the front of the field. You got 3 cars nose to tail, and you got a 4th just a little bit further back. Now Brian Hunt's going to make it 3 wide for 3rd.
Just hand a... Oh, we're getting real tight here, Joe. We're 4 wide.
Oh man, I'm gonna be laughing like a madman at the end of this race, Weaver. These drivers are laying it all on the line right now. Hughes gonna make it 3 wide through the middle. You got Ryan Arnold there on the bottom. You got the 10 and the 89. They're both a little laggy. We're 4 wide, maybe 3 now.
I think we were coming to the stage end, but we still got about 5 laps here, Joe. This is some insane racing from Michigan International Speedway.
So Keith Hughes is now clear, sporting those St. Jude Children's Hospital colors in association with International Childhood Cancer Day on the 82, so good cause there. I know St. Jude's does a lot with motorsports. Keith's pretty insistent on this middle line once he's single file and clear.
It definitely looks to be the preferred groove for the 82. It seems like a lot of drivers are really sticking around that middle line, don't want to go too high, not too low. Running that middle line is going to open up the bottom. Alex Jarvie took a peek there through 3 and 4, couldn't really get it done.
Work lap 15 now, that time at the line. Have 3 more laps before this stage ends, folks, and things are going to get crazy because you got some playoff drivers that need those playoff points. Need as many as possible. Keith Hughes doing exactly what he needs to do right now out in front of the field in that 82. Big move there to the inside. That's the 20 of Aaron Hall. The inside of Irvin Vargas, that blank gray race car. An interesting strategy from Vargas and team. There's a 16 of Jess Hanna's in the wall. Gonna get bumped.
Strategy.
Sorry. What kind of strategy was it, Weaver?
Going for some weight reduction, no wrap on that car for Irvin Vargas. Gonna shed the weight.
Makes it a little more aerodynamic, too. Jarvie looking back to the inside here of Hughes. Going to be coming to the last lap of stage number 1. You can wave a imaginary white flag on the first stage of this race. Jarvie and Hughes going to be side by side here down the front straightaway, and they almost made contact. I don't know if they did, Weaver, but Hughes definitely got the outside wall.
I definitely think there was a little bit of contact there. Good job on those drivers for gathering it back up.
Jarvie back to the outside line. We're 3 wide now for second. Aaron Hall there in the 20 has climbed his way up onto the podium in that Ford Mustang. Again, coming back to the end of the stage here. Keith Hughes, still your leader. See what Ryan Arnold...
15 around into the wall.
Bobia MK into the outside wall. We're going to stay green, at least back to the line. Keith Hughes going to get it. And then a 3 wide finish for third. I think you're going to give it to Vargas in the 77.
Irvin Vargas bringing it home third. Aaron Hall picks up 5th. I believe that would put Alex Jarvie in the 4th position. It does.
So Keith Hughes takes home stage number 1 here tonight from Michigan. And again, folks, why that's so important. Keith came in 22 points to the good, gets maximum points here in the first stage. And Weaver, I know it's not going to lock him in. Not going to lock him in, but when we look at where Moss in the number 3 finished, you know, finishing there in 6th, so loses at least 5 points to the 82. That's now a 27-point lead here going into stage 2.
Yeah, Joe, I think things are
21.
becoming out of reach there as far as anybody wanting to catch Keith Hughes. Definitely going to be sitting pretty, thinking he's feeling pretty safe now after securing some big stage points there. Definitely not the first stage. Our two drivers below the cutoff looking for Brian Hunt, Tate Dorsey, both finishing behind the two drivers that they had a chance of catching and passing on points. Got to think now they're both really thinking about winning this race as their only way in.
And when you have nothing to lose, Weaver, you have no reason not to be aggressive.
Absolutely not, Joe. And when you talk about not having anything to lose and making those aggressive moves, the 6 of Tate Dorsey finding themselves in second place now due to a pit strategy call, only taking 2 tires there, Joe.
And Tate, of course, National Foster Parents Association on the side of that number 6 car here this evening. See, we talked about Aaron Hall up inside the top 5 in this number 20. It's Prostate Cancer Foundation on this 20 car this evening. A good-looking paint scheme there. Jeff Perchatsky in the number 5 racing for the UCLA Formula Racing team. Bruins colors on that number 5 car here this evening. A wide variety of causes to race for, Weaver.
Absolutely, Joe. A lot of great causes, a lot of great foundations on these cars tonight.
Coming back to the line, Keith Hughes with control into the Geico restart zone, and back away we go. Green flag once again here from Michigan. Already see Arnold with a big move to there to the bottom to get by Tate Dorsey. How long do you think Dorsey has on those 2 tires, Weaver?
I don't know, Joe. Very interesting call. Definitely one that'll get you the track position now, but you're going to be looking to stay up here for the rest of the stage. Hopefully get some big stage points.
See Dorsey into the wall. Dangerous move there, cutting across the nose of Alex Jarvie. I think Jarvie might have cut that 6 car break. It wasn't intentional by any means. We got another car in the outside wall. That's going to cause a checkup, and Brian Hunt's around in the 91.
Irvin
Vargas,
back up the
no.
track. That's going to bring out a yellow, Joe.
To Ken Squires and Ali Liara. Field slowing down here at the front. Brings out our first caution of the night. Folks, I have not seen that do that before. Replay of this one. It looks like Carroll with some of that, Weaver, you want to do your best impression?
Oh, we had a little bit of bump grab going through the tri-oval here. And you see Irvin Vargas there doing his best to avoid the spinning 91 car. Goes down low through the grass. He's on the brakes. He's trying to slow down, but the race cars don't do that very well on the grass, Joe, as you know. And just a very unfortunate accident for all involved there. Ken Squires with heavy impact to the outside wall. Ali Liara also involved.
Well, and Brian Hunt, that's the story, right? One of the playoff drivers. Gonna lose all the track position in this 91, although car doesn't look any worse for wear. than just this. So it goes from heads up driving to heads down driving. A little bit, right?
Yeah, Joe, really just a tough situation there. Big chain reaction from a little bit of bumper grab contact with the wall. Brian Hunt with a big check up there. Also hearing some reports from the 15 Phobia MK even before the wreck, possibly some engine damage to the car.
The 4 cars involved in that one, 21, 25, 77, 91. After a checkup from the 35, making contact with the outside wall after some bumper grab. Gives us the opportunity, folks, to plug some upcoming races here on JTN. We're live once again this Thursday night. Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series action penultimate race from the Martinsville Speedway. Coverage begins 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time for that one. Then it's the ISRL Contender Cup Series from Talladega, November the 1st, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And then the Bomb Squad Racing Truck Series heads to Phoenix to open up championship week for BSR. Coverage beginning at 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time on Wednesday, November 2nd. We got racing all next week, folks. Tuesday through Friday night. Going to be a fun time for sure. That's why you want to make sure you click the like button, subscribe, and make sure you're following us on all of our platforms and social media. Again, folks, cannot thank you enough for tuning in to JTN and for all of your support.
I tell you who didn't mind seeing that yellow. That's going to be the 6 of Tate Dorsey. Gives him some extra time to save those tires a little bit. Not going to be running as hard through this second stage here.
This puts us in a weird situation, right?
A little bit here, Joe. A little bit.
This is what happens when I'm doing 3 things at once, Weaver, and I'll be completely honest with you. I did not catch what you said and what you set me up for, so I apologize.
That's all right, Joe. We're just discussing how this caution kind of benefited the 6 of Tate Dorsey here.
A 2-tire call, and you get to run some laps there, get everyone a little equalized out. Everyone's now got some has a cycle on their left side tires. You have 2, but nonetheless, equalizes them out a little bit. Also had some cars coming down pit lane to get 4 freshies. See how those things shake out. Keith Hughes with control once again here on the restart. Green flag. We're back underway. Lap 26 of 60 here from Michigan.
Top 4 cars on there. Blakett are staying nice in single file. Now they start to spread out here on the exit of turn 2. Tate Dorsey with the run, going to be looking high, looking for second place on the 10 car. Don't look like the 2-tire call is hurting that 6 at all.
Yes, a big move there from the 20 of Hull. Had to get down and out of the way. Looked like the 10 came up. 20 had to go down. And we're still single file here at the front of the field, Weaver. I mean, it's a little calmer than I thought we'd be about halfway through this stage.
I think it's the calm before the storm here, Joe. As soon as these laps start winding down just a bit more, as a couple of these drivers start catching up here towards the front, we're going to see a little bit more. See Ryan Arnold trying to make a move here, almost getting 2 for 1, side by side for the lead.
Side by side with Keith Hughes. Hughes going to have the push from Dorsey there in the number 6. Matt Moss in the number 3. Also going to be pulling up the rear of that line in that number 3 Civic. Arnold puts the blocks on the number 3 there, going down its turn number 1. You also now have Perchatsky And the number 5, that bright blue and yellow UCLA Bruins car. Currently running in P5, looking for more, though, here down the back straightaway.
Prochaski started towards the front of the field, kind of mired back in the field for most of that first stage and a little early bit of the second stage, now trying to find his way back to the front, but stuck on that low line.
Ryan Arnold making another move to the inside of Tate Dorsey. Saw Dorsey look to the inside of Keith Hughes, wasn't able to get enough going. Is now Alex Jarvie making his way back to the front of the field and running that high side down there in 1 and 2.
Gonna get a big run here down the back straightaway, see what Jarvie could do with it. Stays in line.
And Jarvie consistently running higher than everyone else on track.
Yeah, Joe, the high line's going to give you a big run down the straightaways, but sometimes you can get a little too high and it's going to hurt your run.
Here comes Arnold to the inside. Keith Hughes. And Keith holds him off and says, "Hey, Arnold, get out of here."
Bottom line just not working too well this late in the run. You also got a lot of help. 6 of Tate Dorsey, I don't think he's going to be leaving the tire marks of Keith Hughes at the front. Just looking to get some good stage points here.
Looking to get a win if you're Tate Dorsey, because right now you got that 3 car right behind you. I mean, I think Tate Dorsey quickly getting into must-win mode. The 6 car has been aggressive all night long, and once again, going to look to the inside of Keith Hughes here down the back straightaway and going to have to get back in line because just you can't get enough of a run on the bottom.
No, Joe, I think you also got to think about it for Tate. Get some stage points, but if you're able to finish second, you're going to get good stage points and also a really good chance of getting off pit road. Oh, we got the pin on the wall a little further back.
Ryan Arnold to the back of the field there in the 10 as we're still side by side for the lead. Dorsey on the bottom. Now Matt Moss in the 3, going to follow Keith Hughes in the 82. Some Civics lining up here at the front of the field. Jarvie going to be giving a push to the 3 here down the back straightaway. Kind of stuck there in that outside line. Now a big shove down into corner number 3. And these cars, I don't know if you're noticing it. I've noticed it every single time we are coming off of turn number 4. Everyone is loose.
Yeah, real loose. I think it's one of those deals, Joe. Oh, Matt Moss on the apron, going to wash up the track. Just barely misses Keith Hughes. We're 3 wide, back down to 2. Keith Hughes holds on to the lead after all of that.
That was, that's where we were supposed to start yelling slide job, even though I don't think that's what Matt wanted to do there in that 3 car.
That was one of the bigger slide jobs I've ever seen, but definitely don't think it was intentional. Joe, on the point of them being loose in turn 4, I think it's one of those situations where you're just so tight going through the corner that it just becomes loose on you. Oh, Tate Dorsey in the wall on corner exit is going to lose some spots here.
And losing all that track position he gained by taking the 2 tires all the way outside the top 5 now is the number 6 of Tate Dorsey. All right, white flag in the stage. One more lap here, Weaver.
More lap, and Alex Jarvie is looking to win this stage. Gonna make a move to the outside here through turns 1 and 2.
Jarvie continuing to stay up on the outside line, trying to hug that wall. You got a car in the wall further back. That's the 35. Almost a big moment with the 5. So Carroll going to lose some spots here down the back straightaway coming to the end of the stage. Keith Hughes knows exactly what he needs to do tonight. Off of turn number 4. Jarvie with a run. It's not going to be enough. Keith Hughes sweeps the stages here at Michigan. All right, you're feeling pretty good if you're the 82, right?
I think so, Joe. I think that pretty much all but locks him into this final four. Only one spot left up for grabs, and it's going to be an uphill battle for our two drivers looking to race their way in.
And because the other thing is the 3 car finishes 3rd in the stage, right? Matt Moss in that car. These are your points coming into the night now, flashing up on your screen. Of course, those aren't where we sit right now, but Brian Hunt in the 91, Tate Dorsey in the number 6. Both drivers look like they're going to be in must-win situations here for these final 24 laps.
Haven't seen much of Brian Hunt tonight. Ben Meyer in the back was involved in that one incident. Might it be by design, though, Joe? We'll have to see what happens here.
And here they all come down pit road. Keith Hughes leads them, looking for another money stop from this 82 team. Going to be in pit stall number 3. Race off pit lane. Keith Hughes going to win it. Definitely have some strategy calls, though, Weaver. Brian Hunt up inside the top 5 now in that 91.
Brian Hunt choosing to take no tires here. Gas and go only for the 91 crew.
I don't know about that one.
Interesting call. Felt like he needed the track position, but that's the call they made.
Definitely going to be interesting here at the end. We'll Hunt on that number 91 car as the Susan G. Komen Race for a Cause on the hood in association with Monster Energy. And that 91 has the pink window net as well. Highlight that cause. Talked about the 520. We talked about MK has the Children's Healthcare Network of Atlanta on that Napa Chevrolet. 25 of Ken Squires, the Children's Scoliosis Foundation on the 25. On the 35 tonight of Mike Carroll, you have testicular cancer awareness. And on the 21 of Ali Liara, you have ovarian cancer awareness. A lot of damage on that 21 car. After that earlier incident. Pace car lights are out. We're going to go back green this time at the line. Weaver, this stage, the end of this race is going to get absolutely bonkers, isn't it?
I think so, Joe. We're in for one today. We've already had a very entertaining race so far. Drivers not leaving anything on the track.
Greg Shatner now out of the race. Issues there with power as we go back green. Keith Hughes with control, and we're back underway for the final stage here from Michigan. Hughes back to the bottom here on the restart. It's going to allow the 3 of Moss to get a little bit of a run, although don't know how much. If you're that 3 car too, you're okay with the 82 winning. You're still in the final 4. Points don't matter going into next week when you're racing heads up, Weaver. Honestly, if you're the 3, you don't care if the 82 wins this. You just want to make sure you finish second. But you don't want that 91 right behind you to win this race.
Yeah, Joe, I mean, as a race car driver, of course, you want to win at all times, but like you said, there's only 2 drivers in this field that 3 really doesn't want to see win. and one of them's right behind him. Going to be interesting to see what moves he might make towards the end of this race if that 91's still in contention while he's up here.
See the 3-car Moss kind of backing up to the 91 of Brian Hunt, who's backing up to the 5 of Perchatsky. On back, Jess Hanna coming back to the front of the field in the number 16. That Autism Speaks Ford.
There on the bottom, gonna be able to clear up into 4th position.
Now gonna go take 3rd. The inside line is a rockin' and a rollin' right now. Oh my goodness, Weaver. I hate how they're coming up the track.
A big run here from the 16 of Jess Hanna, now side by side for 2nd. Gonna dive it down low. Not all the way to the... Oh, we got one around!
Far around back the field, up and in the air. Alex Jarvie involved. It's the 20 of Aaron Hall. Mike Carroll also involved. Caution out here for the 2nd time naturally.
Horrendous wreck for the 20 of Aaron Hall, up and over.
Let's see how this one starts, Weaver. Like Liara and the 21 gets loose, has to save the car. The 20, nowhere to go, and that is a violent alligator roll from that 20 car in the wall.
Yeah, a very tough incident getting up into that catch fence. Like you said, big checkup from the 21 Ali Liara. See, missing up there, probably some rear end damage, not help with the handling of that car. Another one of those chain reaction incidents.
That's just violent. You want to go on board with 20?
I think...
He's got a visor cam. He's got a visor cam.
I think we do it, but a disclaimer to all those at home: if you get car sick or you might get sick watching this. This is a rough incident.
All right, disclaimer out of the way. Here we go. I think I might have got a little car sick. Well, my goodness, what a flip. That's like the cleanest flip I think we've ever seen.
You see just heavy impact on the roof to that outside wall. Thank God for these vibranium roll cages we got in these race cars protecting these drivers from such impact.
On board with the Jarvie and the 89. Engine blue on the 21 is what we're hearing. A couple cars down on pit lane. Folks, as always, cannot thank you enough for watching. Make sure if you haven't already, drop a like, subscribe, follow us on our social media at JoeTowNetwork, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Twitch, YouTube. Weaver, you were about to say something very insightful, and I had to cut you off. I'm sorry.
I was just going to point out those drivers pit most involved in the incident. Ryan Arnold also pitting, not involved, so maybe a little strategy call there. Get some fresh tires for the end of this race.
All right, Weaver, I'm ready. They're about to give us the best 15 laps of our lives.
I hope so, Joe. I wouldn't expect anything less from what we've seen today. Keith Hughes going to be in control when we go back green here. Matt Moss in second. Jeff Perchatsky in third. Brian Hunt in fourth. And the 15 of Phobia MK in fifth.
Coming back to green, 15 laps to go, folks. That's just 30 miles. That's a hop, skip, and a jump to your favorite town over. As Keith Hughes leads us back to green once again, we get ready. We enter the Geico restart zone, and away we go. Great flag once again here from Michigan. Alrighty, Brian Hunt to the inside of Perchatsky, and that number 5 going to be side by side now for second to the inside of Matt Moss. Going to clip the apron a little bit there, Weaver. We've already seen that play out horrendously earlier on in the race.
Yeah, Joe, it's showtime for that 91 of Brian Hunt. They see now the 6 of Tate Dorsey making some moves, pushing Phobia MK on that inside line.
MK in the 15 coming back to the front of the field, rallying here in that Napa Chevy. Going to be side by side for second. Keith Hughes in the lead in the 82. Loves what he's seeing out the rear view mirror. Love to see him too wide because, man, oh man, that really bogs down both lines.
There's that situation you were talking about. You got Brian Hunt running second in that inside line. Matt Moss in third in that outside line. He's the one who's going to be left out to dry if Brian Hunt ends up winning this race, but he ends up pushing him right now.
Big push to the back of Brian Hunt with those bright blue wheels on that DC Universe Chevrolet. Brian Hunt now clear for second. If you're the 3, don't push. You're getting yelled at right now. Don't push the 91. Don't push the 91. Don't push the 6. Don't push the 6.
Yeah, Joe, but you still got to do what you have to do to put yourself in a position to win this race. And right now, you're going to have to work with somebody you don't want to.
That's phooey, Weaver. That's just absolute phooey.
Big move from Tate Dorsey up the middle now into the high line. Going to settle in the
Big
fifth
check
now.
up. All right, someone's bobbing and weaving back there.
Big move to the inside for the 6. Not going to be able to clear Perchatsky outside. Can't quite squeeze back up into that outside line.
That's the dangers of trying to make a pass if you don't have anyone to go with you. Here comes Irvin Vargas in the 77, and the 3's into the outside wall. Vargas now going to be stuck in the middle. Tate Dorsey now the outside. Jess Hanna to the inside. Toyota sandwich, Ford sandwich with some Toyota in the middle. Now it's Chevy, Ford, and Toyota 3 wide for 5th. Or excuse me, 6th. Now they're 2 wide for 6th. Doesn't even matter now.
Keith Hughes still enjoying a little lead here, but if we know anything tonight, nothing is safe. Brian Hunt looking to get the win here. Looking low now, side by side.
Hunt in the 91, hunting that lead here down the back straightaway. No run immediately coming. Here comes a push from the 5.
Perchatsky now looking low for second on Hunt.
Hunt's still looking to the bottom of Keith Hughes. He's trying everything right now, Weaver, as we've hit our TWB10 to go. I'd like to remind you folks that you can head on over to GardenLightsDirect.com because from porches to patios to more for all your outdoor lighting needs, they have you covered. Again, that's GardenLightsDirect.com here on your TWB10 to go.
Oh, Matt Moss going to squeeze up to the outside here of Hunt. They're going to be 3 wide now. Phobia MK down low. Hunt in the middle getting loose.
Hunt gonna hope to get a breather here. Gets in front of Alex Jarvie. Jarvie, though, gonna make it 3 wide now. Looking to go up through the center. Maybe 4 wide. Not yet. That time down into corner number 1. 9 laps remaining here from Michigan. Things are getting crazy, if they weren't already.
They are. Alex Jarvie, our pole sitter, started this race out front. It's been up and down through this field many a times through the race. Ooh, real close there with Tate Dorsey and Obianke.
Brian Hunt in the wall.
Tell you what, Joe, everybody at home's getting a real show. Keith Hughes is getting a real show out his rearview mirror, and he's loving every second of it.
He's loving it, man. He's like, you knuckleheads, you keep racing. Do what you gotta do. You race. I'll just go for a cruise here in the Irish Hills of Michigan. It's some pretty good cruising out here, though, too. Just in case you were wondering, Weaver. I know you're a big cruise guy.
I'm a big fan of the cruise.
It's been nothing but that, though, here tonight. These drivers have put it all on the line here from the Michigan International Speedway, putting on a show. So we love to see them do. Remember, if you want to find out more about Mondays of Thunder, we got their website linked down in the video description below, or just search Mondays of Thunder on the web. Our website's the first one to pop up. Good SS or SEO, or yes, search engine optimization from the folks there at Mondays of Thunder. As we watch this battle for the lead heat up, Moss in the 3, Hughes in the 82. They're currently the last 2 in the playoffs. Hughes feels good about it. Moss feels pretty good as well, as we got cars heavy into the inside wall. Jess Hanna back up onto the track. No caution. No caution.
Stay green, Joe. Last 5 laps of the race. No cautions will be thrown.
Get your... Yeah, I was going to say.
Well,
we weren't technically at that 5 to go.
just beat it there. Gonna be a mad dash to end this race now.
Keith Hughes was like, man, you just forget it. Might help, might not. Get you a replay of the incident, because... Oh, man. No hits to the inside wall. Really thought when I saw that 16 he had hit the inside wall already, but here we go. See what happens with a 15. That car tried to take off. Good thing we had that diffuser there. Senses when the car gets
real
around.
close to hitting that inside wall.
And here with Jess Hanna in the 16, this is the one... Jess is the one that gets the harder hit to the outside wall. Watch this. Bam. And make all your next-gen safety jokes here. Pit road, not too busy of a place. Not unexpected. All right, we're looking at what? We're looking at a green-white checkered finish?
I think so. Joe should get pace car lights going off next time by.
How do you feel about that?
I think it's a pretty fitting way to end this race. They've been racing like it's been a green white checker all race, so why not give it to them?
Weaver, I'm collecting my breath. I'm getting water. I'm getting fueled up. I'm ready to go. I'm already hopped up on Mountain Dew, but... Not really, but you get the drift. It's gonna be... Oh, man, folks. Tune in. Tell your friends. This is the stuff that dreams are made of, right here. Coming to this last restart.
That it is, Joe. This is what you come here to see at the Mondays of Thunder Racing League. And fire these cars up for 2 more laps to decide the winner and see who moves on to the final 4.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Easy saying in chat, only way to make the race better, and Irvin Vargas, Mickey Mouse win. Vargas right now there in 4th. That's that great car. Top 3, Keith Hughes, Matt Moss, Alex Jarvie. 2 laps to go here from Michigan. Can Keith Hughes hold on to a win? Green flag. We're back underway. There's a green, and next time by it'll be the white.
Irvin Vargas moving to the outside of Jarvie here early. Through turns 1 and 2. Everybody else staying single file.
I think getting up to speed, wrapping the bottom is probably the best way to go. You see Arnold able to make a pass there on the 77, moves Vargas back into 5th. We are single file right up on each other right now here going down into turn 3. Jarvie had a little bit of a run, chose not to try to take it, as Keith Hughes going to slide up the track here off of turn number 4, and there might be a run coming from the 3 down the front straightaway. White flag in the air this time by at the line.
Big run from Moss here going into turn 1. See what he does with it. Chooses to go high.
Jarvie going to be up there with the 3 as well. Hughes might be a sit and duck here down the back straightaway. Matt Moss with a run has help from Jarvie behind in the 89. Hughes blocks low. They're going to have to come back high because the 3 not going to go down there, and then goes low, and a big block from the 82 down into turn 3.
This is open the door for Jarvie up top looking. Keith Hughes sliding up the track. Moss is going to be there on the inside, coming down to the line.
Coming to the line, it's going to be a drag race, bringing it back to the line. Contact. Who got it, Weaver?
I think it was Moss at the line by a hair.
And Keith Hughes is wrecking here down the front straightaway. Matt Moss, your race winner here tonight by 2 thousandths of a second. What did we just see?
We saw a close race back to the line. I bet you that 89 crew's going to have a case of beer waiting for him at the hauler from the 3 crew after that push. I think that's what sealed the deal for Moss getting that run to the line.
Here you see the replay of it off of turn number 4. Oh my goodness. And definitely some disappointment, you'd have to think, from driver 82, but end of the day, mission accomplished. You're making the championship 4 next week.
Yeah, Keith Hughes with a dominating race there, but like a lot of these races, all that matters is who makes it to that stripe first, and he just barely got beat out coming back. Definitely nothing to hang your hat on, though. On to the next round, able to fight for a championship.
No burnouts from the 3, it would appear. No burnouts.
Old school. Got to save that motor for next week, Joe. You got to go win you a championship now.
What a finish here tonight, folks. Got to get the results on your screens. Pretty confident in your final four. It's going to be the number 5 of Jeff Perchatsky, the 82 of Keith Hughes, the 16 of Jess Hanna, and of course tonight's race winner Matt Moss in the number 3. Interviews incoming with our top finishers. Replay being saved because what a freaking race. And results on your screens momentarily. Before we get there though, folks, let's get a word from our friends at AutoSim 2.
Today we're doing AutoSim.
AutoSim.
We are trying out AutoSim.
Yay, it's AutoSim.
All right, folks. As always, make sure you check out AutoSim 2, autosim.weebly.com to find out more, where you can get the Discord link as well as the trailer video up right here on our YouTube page. Again, youtube.com/JoeTowNetwork. All right, we're waiting for drivers to make their way into the media center. I think this is where I'm going to use some of my executive privilege and start dragging them in because we got some folks we got to talk to. Don't we, Weaver?
Absolutely, Joe. We got 3 very deserving folks waiting to hear from today.
Well, let's go ahead and start down in victory lane with the driver of the number 3, Matt Moss. Matt, you got a copy?
I got you.
I'm saying it right?
Moss, yep, you got
Moss. Look at that. I got it right. You got the dub. How's it feel to win in such close fashion?
That was fantastic.
Is it a little sweeter winning like that?
Yeah.
This race tonight was probably one of the most chaotic that we've seen, but like good chaotic, right? Like not.
It was, like, especially the first stage was crazy. We were 3 and 4 wide that first stage, and at the end.
Do you do you think it's just because it was a cut race, or do you think a lot of it had to do with the track here tonight?
We've had some good races at this track. We haven't had a finish quite like that yet, but we've had some good races, and that stage 1 was probably the best racing we've ever had.
We saw throughout the race too, high line, low line. Where did you feel more confident and why?
Like normal run through the race was probably the middle to high line. I tried one time, as you may have saw, my patented slide job move on Keith that didn't work.
Yep. What was that? An oh crap moment, or was that?
I just went for it. I was trying something similar to that in practice, but I never quite went that hard in practice. I'd never quite got that big of a run in practice.
Well, I might have a surprise for you with some different audio over the clip. But Matt, a fantastic race for you tonight. Congratulations on the win. Congratulations on going to the championship for next week at Homestead. Before we let you go, though, want to give you the opportunity. The floor is yours, buddy. I know you got a lot of great folks to shout out and thank.
Yeah, I want to thank, first off, Mike Carroll. He was the one that basically paid for this whole event for us to race it. And so wanted to thank him for covering basically the cost of doing this, to getting you guys to broadcast for us. Thank my teammate Alex Jarvie for pushing me to the finish line 2 thousandths ahead of Keith Hughes. And yeah, I'd like to thank my whole team for just helping me out when I need it. Just Hannah, Urban Vargas. So it's a good race.
Well, Matt, a great race here tonight. Once again, congratulations on the win. And as always, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Matt Moss, driver the number 3, your race winner. Let's go ahead and go to the opposite end of the spectrum. Driver the number 82, Keith Hughes. Keith, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Oh, man. I don't even know where to start. 51 laps led, win both stages. What went wrong there in 3 and 4 that allowed the 3 to get the run?
Well, I knew I was going to have to defend the 3 cars behind me, and I just wasn't able to. And Matt got it. Just disappointed in myself, and I'll have to come and be better next week. But we accomplished the goal of making it the Final Four, and that's what really matters. Hate we missed out on a win. I wanted to get St. Jude and Victory Lane, but it's okay. Just had a heck of first stage. That was a fun stage. Even if I didn't win the stage, I really enjoyed the 3 wide back and forth battling all the way through the field. That was a pretty good show. Then after that, we kind of mellowed out a little bit, but the first stage, that was pretty fun.
Do you think the mellowing out happened because of that first big wreck, or?
No, I think that when we start single file, it just made it hard to get good runs. I think if we just do double file restarts like we did at the beginning of the race, it would have made probably a different race. Might have been more wrecks, but you'd have saw a lot more passing, I think, because you're already starting side by side. It was just hard to get a run in some spots. Tire wear was a little issue, and then near the end of the run, after leading the whole race, my tires were cooking a little bit, and I just wasn't able to hold it on the bottom last turn. But I want to thank Mike for sponsoring tonight's race. Figured Out Toys, Mike Carroll, was the sponsor for tonight, and I appreciate him doing that.
You mentioned it too, with just maybe it helps alleviate the sting a little bit of not getting into victory lane, but making the championship 4. What about tonight do you think you can transfer to next week? Maybe that you wouldn't be able to if we were at another intermediate track.
I just gotta be there at the end, really. Next week at Homestead, it's a fun track. Matt made the setup for it, and I've ran a few laps, and it feels pretty good. So hopefully it'll be another good race. It's not gonna be on JTN, but we should have a pretty fun time.
I think it's going to be a pretty fun time. But Keith, as always, cannot thank you enough for taking the time to talk with us. Before we let you go, though, anyone else you want to shout out?
No, that's it.
Okay.
Just thanks to MOT for hosting tonight, and I'm glad that everybody had a good time.
Keith Hughes, driver the number 82. Keith, as always, congratulations on making the championship 4 second place run here tonight, and thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us.
Thank you.
So we go from second to third. Driver the number 89, Alex Jarvie. Alex, you got a copy?
Hello, Joe.
Well, hello, Mr. Jarvie. Mr. Up and Down Night, is that safe to say?
Yeah, I think that's probably how I would describe it myself, coming from the back about 3 times, 2 of which were elected.
Obviously there's that big wreck there in turn 1. 21 has issues and just not enough time to check up. When you see that incident start to brew, and I know it's too late to kind of stay out of it, do you immediately go to trying to figure out a plan to make your way back up here to the front of the field, or is it more of trying to calm yourself down after being involved in an incident?
I mean, I'm not really in the points battle this year, so there wasn't too much stress after that happened. But the car was junked, and I committed myself to being a pusher to my teammates at that point. So that's kind of why I stayed behind Matt once I made my charge back up. But I couldn't hold the line by myself. I needed somebody in front of me to stay fast. But to answer your question, no, there wasn't too much time to react, so I was just along for the ride there.
Well, along for the ride, and you got my next question about pushing the teammate. When you know he's involved in a battle like that, I know towards the end there, Tate in the 6 ended up not finishing the race, and then Brian kind of had hit an issue that sent him to the back of the field. When you know Matt's still in that playoff run, that makes everything a little bit easier, too, to work with the teammate, right?
Yeah. I said it to him once I was right behind him. I told him I was going to push him wherever he decided to go. As for the points, we were kind of doing the math in our head as the race went along after the stages, and I knew he was pretty much safe as long as he finished roughly in the top 5, top 10. Mm-hmm. But, the win was probably just icing on the cake for him.
Well, icing on the cake for him, a great finish for you, a great rebound, especially. Again, big hit down there in turns 1 and 2. Glad to see you're okay. Glad to see you climb out of the car third here tonight. Before we let you go, though, Alex, want to give you the opportunity to shout out all those family, friends, and sponsors that get you out to the racetrack. The floor is yours, buddy.
Yeah. Well, motivation for tonight was obviously everyone, or most of us, were racing for racing for a cause, I guess. And I just wanted to shout out to Canadian Cancer Society. That was the cause I decided to run with tonight, and it does mean a lot to me. Obviously, everybody has a reason for running what they were running, but for me, cancer it's shitty. And it sucks, and whoever gets it doesn't deserve it. And it does mean, something for us to run with it on our hoods or on our cars. So I just wanted to, shout out to the Canadian Cancer Society, as well as Mike Carroll and Figured Out Toys, his company, for sponsoring this event, for letting us, advertise and, show everybody, what kind of show we can put on here at MOT. And of course, my teammates and all the guys at MOT. It's always fun whenever I race with them, and it's always a good time. And I usually just come here now just for the good times.
Well, a great time here tonight. I mean, you couldn't ask for anything more in a race tonight, Alex. Again, congratulations on the 3rd place run, and as always, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us.
Thanks as always, Joe. You always do a good job at the booth, and we'll hope to have you guys back soon again.
Heck yeah. Alex Jarvie, driver number 89. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
And Weaver, that's going to conclude our coverage here tonight from Michigan. Mondays of Thunder takes the Thunder on the road. See what I did there? Next week for the championship finale from Homestead. Boy, oh boy, they're going to have a fun one next week if it's anything like this one tonight.
Yeah, Joe, I think you've seen tonight these drivers got a lot of confidence racing around each other. They can make some crazy moves. I'm sure there's going to be some very good racing next week for that championship. Wish all involved some good luck, and hopefully we hear about a good race afterwards.
If you want to keep up to date or even sign up for MOT, you can head to mondaysofthunder.weebly.com. We also have it linked down in the video description below, or again, you can search Mondays of Thunder on the web. A really good website. We don't talk about league websites enough. The leagues that have really good websites always tend to have the better group of, or not the better group, but a more tightly knit group, Weaver. And you saw that here tonight, folks, at home with all the great racing. But with all that being said, I want to again give a big thanks and shout out to Mike Carroll, Figured Out Toys, for their sponsorship of tonight's events. This was the Figured Out Toys 120 here from Michigan. Want to also thank everyone for tuning in. Make sure, if you haven't already, drop a like, subscribe, follow, do all those things. We appreciate it so much. We have all the things linked down in the video description below, so you don't miss a second. You can now follow us on Twitch as well. We might do some different live events over there too. Nothing exclusive in terms of the sim racing, but maybe we'll do some other racing things over on Twitch. But folks, again, with all that being said, cannot thank you enough for tuning in. For all of us here at JTN, for Bristol, our producer, for Joseph Weaver, I've been Joe Twansky. Thank you so much as always, and we'll see you guys next time live right here on JTN. So long for now, folks.
Yeah, and they're gonna be 3 wide coming to the checker. Never mind, they're gonna be. Oh! Turn 4 into the trioval. Whitehill and through the grass. It's gonna be Noah Joyce winning his first career race in the Red Bull Cup Series.
Off the ride and a wreckage behind him. U.S. cars flying everywhere. Cars upside down. It doesn't matter. Noah Joyce has done it. He's won at Daytona in the 3 car.
Behind, they're going to be side by side again. Contact there between Sinner and Bordeaux for
Oh, the contact! Oakley into the wall. That's going to be Jack Healy coming to the line.
Jack Healy wins the ride to